Welcome to the DCKAP learning video. In this video, we'll cover the highlights and improvements of the DCKAP Integrator's May 2024 release.
Export workflows.
The export workflow allows users to save or backup the entire flow as a JSON file. This feature is particularly useful for preserving the current state of a flow, sharing it with others, or moving it to another environment. To understand the export feature, we'll select the BigCommerce P21 project. Let's navigate to the BigCommerce P21 Customer Sync workflow and click on Edit Workflow. Click on the workflow configuration icon. Navigate to the configuration menu on the left and click on Exports/Downloads. In the Exports/Downloads section, we'll choose the BigCommerce system and the Epicor P21 system, along with their respective APIs. For the export, click the Export button to download the workflow as a JSON file.
Import workflows.
The import workflow is used to bring a previously exported JSON file into the DCKAP integrator. This allows users to transfer flows from one project or environment to another. Let's understand the importing workflow with this use case. Imagine you want to create a workflow for the BigCommerce Sugar CRM project that's similar to the BigCommerce P21 Get All Customer workflow but requires slight modifications. You can utilize the import flow feature. This allows you to replicate the existing workflow and then adjust it according to your specific needs. Navigate to the Workflows page and click on Add New Workflow. To complete the process, click on the Import Workflow button. Let's choose the Customer Sync BigCommerce to P21 JSON file that we previously exported. You can now see that the Customer Sync BigCommerce to P21 workflow has been successfully imported into the BigCommerce Sugar CRM project. Exporting and importing workflows in DCKAP Integrator make it easy to move workflows between different systems.
Workflow cloning.
Cloning is used to create a copy of an existing workflow within the same environment. It allows you to duplicate the workflow configuration, including all its settings, mappings, and rules. Imagine you need to make a few minor adjustments to an integrator workflow but want to keep the same basic setup. Cloning is the fastest way to do this. Just click the three dots next to the workflow you want to copy, choose a clone, and then confirm by clicking Yes. This will create an exact duplicate of the workflow for you to modify as needed. You can now see that the integrator workflow has been cloned and is visible on the screen.
Stop tool.
The purpose of introducing a stop tool is to enable the execution to be halted at any given moment. Suppose a workflow is currently running. You can halt the synchronization at any moment based on specific conditions, logic, or the response from an API call.
Halting workflow synchronization.
When an error occurs in workflows, synchronization will now halt immediately. Previously, it would continue running despite errors. For example, in the BigCommerce P21 workflow, the code runner is involved in the third step. If an error is introduced in the code runner's code, the workflow will stop, and you can check the console log to see the error at that specific point.
API response validation.
API response validation now supports multiple options to handle various cases, reducing the need for a decision tool after the API call. Previously, after making an API call in the workflow, we would add a decision tool step to validate whether it was a success or failure. Now, with multiple options for different scenarios, API response validation allows you to skip the decision step entirely.
Conditional Builder changes.
The Conditional Builder feature is essential for API validation, enabling you to define business logic with and, or, and nested conditions. Recent modifications to the Conditional Builder include: previously, we used dictionary, Python, and JSON formats. However, now only 3 value types are supported: data hub field, string, and number. Manually entered values in LHS or RHS will be considered as strings, except for data hub values. We've introduced new operators, is true and is false.
Introducing background tasks.
Detailed log reports are prepared asynchronously for download. Once the file is ready, users will receive an email notification and can download the file from the Background Tasks menu. The records of background tasks will be accessible for 3 days before they expire.
Now, Modifier.
The Now modifier has been enhanced to support both timezone and datetime formats. It will now return the current date time based on the specified time zone.
Invitations page.
The Invitations page simplifies managing project and user group invites. Users can easily view, accept, or decline invitations, ensuring smooth collaboration. Previously, the invitation pop-up appeared only once after sending an invite, but now it will keep appearing until the user accepts or rejects it. The Invitation section has been moved to the Account Settings page to enhance accessibility and collaboration. It was previously located in the top right drop-down.
Progress bar for automated jobs.
To improve performance, the progress bar for automated jobs won't be visible up front. In this workflow, you won't see the progress bar during the previous or upcoming syncs. Thank you. Subscribe to DCKAP on YouTube and explore the DCKAP Learning playlist. Check the description below for more.